today's headlines. Ministry of Finance moves to extend VAT cuts for economic recovery. And later on, Vietnamese police begin rescue operations in Myanmar. Good evening. You're watching today's headlines, where we bring you the top stories of the day. Prime Minister Phie met with a delegation from 21 U.S. universities during an international academic exchange program this morning. The Prime Minister emphasized that Vietnam considers education and training, science and technology, innovation and digital transformation essential to its development process. The Vietnamese leader expressed hope that U.S. schools would continue providing scholarships to Vietnamese students and confirmed that Vietnam would reciprocate. The 9th session of the 15th National Assembly is set to open on May 5th, earlier than usual, to address a broad agenda. This afternoon, the new timing was announced at the Standing Committee of the National Assembly's meeting. The 9th session will review constitutional amendments and decide on 44 legislative items, 12 key issues tied to socio-economic development, the state budget, oversight, and other key matters. The 9th session will last 35.5 days and be conducted over 2 phases. In addition, the 11th plenary session of the Party Central Committee is scheduled for early April. And the National Assembly Chairman Trần Thanh Mẫn urged the relevant agencies to promptly finalize documents for submission to the Standing Committee of the National Assembly. The Vietnam National Oil and Gas Group, PetroVietnam, and a consortium of contractors, including PetroVietnam Exploration Production Corporation and Japan Vietnam Petroleum Company Limited, held a signing ceremony for the production sharing contract (PSC) at Block 15-2. And this block includes 2 major oil and gas fields, Rang Dong and Phương Đông, located in the Cửu Long Basin on Vietnam's continental shelf. The PSC has a term of 25 years and will take effect from April 7th. Under the agreement, Japan Vietnam Petroleum Company Limited will hold a 45% participating interest and continue to serve as the operator. Vietnam's Ministry of Finance has proposed extending the 2% value-added tax or VAT reduction for essential goods and services and expanding the list of eligible items. This move aims to boost consumer demand, support businesses, and drive economic recovery. Ming, a regular shopper, believes the 2% VAT reduction, while not large per item, adds up when applied to multiple products.
If I spend $40 a week at the supermarket, that's a lot of savings by the end of the month. If I can save like this, I'd like to shop even more.
Saving a 2% on the cost of goods allows us and our suppliers to reinvest in essential products, expand our range, and diversify our inventory.
With purchasing power slowing down due to various external challenges, continuing the 2% VAT reduction across more goods for a longer period is expected to increase overall demand and control inflation.
Businesses can reduce fixed costs due to the VAT cut, which lowers prices for consumers. The reduction in input costs makes companies more competitive.
A further reduction in VAT is a key policy for consumers, especially for those in remote and disadvantaged areas, motivating them to spend more.
According to the Ministry of Finance, the VAT reduction is projected to reduce state revenue by approximately $4.76 billion in the last half of 2025 and next year. The ministry plans to intensify tax administrative reforms and accelerate digital transformation. Bắc Ninh led the nation in investment attraction in the first quarter of this year, securing over $2.2 billion in capital. During a ceremony today, the Bắc Ninh People's Committee granted investment certificates to 14 domestic and 6 foreign companies. 4 companies also expanded their investments by nearly $400 million. The provincial leadership reaffirmed its commitment to providing favorable investor conditions. Additionally, 2 Chinese high-tech factory projects with a combined investment of $600 million broke ground at the VSIP Bắc Ninh 2 Industrial Park. Vietnam's Lao Cai province and Yunnan province in China held a groundbreaking ceremony this morning for the Ban Vuoc Ba Sai Bridge across the Red River. The low-tower cable-stayed bridge with a 40-meter approach road on the Vietnamese side is set to cost around $11 million. Once completed, the bridge will strengthen trade and connectivity between Vietnam, China's southwest region, and ASEAN, boosting economic growth in both Lao Cai and Yunnan. The project is expected to finish by June next year. Coming up next, Vietnamese police begin rescue operations in Myanmar. And Hanoi steps up efforts to revive the To Lic River. Vietnamese military and police forces began earthquake rescue operation in Myanmar today, focusing on collapsed buildings and searching for trapped victims. Despite the sweltering heat of around 35 degrees Celsius in Naypyi Daw, the rescue team, which includes over 100 officers and soldiers, remains determined in their efforts. The team, carrying dozens of tons of supplies, arrived in Myanmar yesterday afternoon to assist with the crisis. Today marks the deadline for localities to complete the second measles vaccination campaign as directed by the Prime Minister. Now the goal is to vaccinate 95% of eligible children, but as of this morning, the nationwide vaccination rate stands at just over 82%. 9 provinces still have vaccination rates below 60%. Can Tho City will include vaccination in its regular schedule. And on a positive note, 11 provinces and cities have met the 95% target. Once renovation and restoration efforts are completed, the To Lic River banks will be transformed, it is anticipated. Hanoi City is implementing comprehensive measures to fully treat wastewater discharge into the river to achieve this. The target is to collect all wastewater by August this year. In parallel, a water replenishment plan has been announced to improve the river's ecosystem in line with the city's environmental goals.
Approximately 40,000 tons of sediment will be dredged as part of the first phase of the To Lic River restoration. This effort is a key component of the city's 2025 rainy season drainage plan and one of many initiatives to improve the river's environment.
The Hanoi People's Committee has tasked our company with completing Phase 1. Our team is working around the clock, mobilizing all available resources to ensure the project is completed on schedule and meets quality standards.
The Hanoi Department of Construction has been tasked with implementing a water supplementation plan. If necessary, water from West Lake will be diverted to maintain the river's water level, with completion expected by August. In the long term, the department will thoroughly review a proposed plan to bring water from the Red River to the To Lic River via VTVgo Street. 3 key initiatives, wastewater collection, dam construction, and water supplementation, are underway to keep the city's plan on track.
The water level is quite low during the dry season. The dam helps maintain the river's water level, ensuring its landscape and environmental quality. In the rainy season, this dam plays a crucial role in drainage, particularly in preventing flooding and stopping backflow into the river.
Hanoi has tasked specialized agencies with evaluating the best options for water supplementation. Experts are being consulted through workshops and scientific discussions to finalize the most effective solution. The deadline for completion is August the 20th, 2025, after which the city will review and officially announce a plan through mass media.
More than 7,000 athletes from across the country participated in the 66th VTV4 Newspaper National Marathon and Long Distance Championship 2025 held in Quảng Trị Province. Starting at 4 a.m., professional and amateur athletes competed in 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 21.1 kilometers, and 42,195 kilometers distances. The running route passed through the province's historical sites and scenic spots, and this annual event has been included in the national athletics competition system for the past 54 years. And as usual, let's move on to the weather forecast. And that's all the news for today's headlines. To rewatch our program, you can download our mobile app VTVgo or check out our YouTube channel VTV4Go. Thank you for watching and see you next time.